Hola, Gringos and Gringas.
I'm Gina.
And I'm Mark.
And we are
Gringos are us. Expats with a plan.
Today's video is going to be all about our favorite YouTubers. So stay tuned.
See you soon.
Welcome back to our channel, Gringos Are Us. Today we're going to discuss our favorite YouTubers and why. But before we get to that, please give us a like.
And remember to subscribe and ring that bell. That way you're aware of all new content as we download it.
And it helps our channel grow.
Absolutely. And before we start, I want to give a special shout out to one of our subscribers, Lisa Jane, who's been a friend of ours for all these years and has been there with us for a lot of good times, and she just got married.
Woo!
Congratulations, Lisa Jane.
Yes. All right. So, today's video, our favorite YouTube channels and why.
And sort of these are the people that are a little bit responsible for us doing what we are going to do by moving to Mexico.
We have a list of 10 of them. We've broken them down into groupings based on the type of content they have and why that content is what draws us to their channel.
Absolutely. This was interesting in that when Gina first started watching a lot of these YouTubers, it was one of those where I'm watching sports and she's watching YouTube. And I'm sort of just listening out of one ear and then just sort of letting it percolate for a little bit. And then as we sort of began to look seriously, it was not a question of, gee, can we do this? Absolutely we can do this. And these are the people that had a lot of the impetus to get the ball rolling for us to take on this new life journey.
Okay, so in our first group, we have two specific channels. Well, I should say two people that we have grouped together. These are people that are responsible for giving content regarding relocation, the governmental updates,
safety,
and
also a lot of giving you the straight scoop, and not trying to put a sugar coat on it, because let's be for real, the number one person we're going to talk about is a guy who gives it to you with no bull.
Mr. No Bull!
Yes, SIRDRAGONX on Retired Life in Mexico. No bull.
Let's just say he's got some background in, what would you say?
Well, he has
migratory.
He has background in working with the State Department on both sides of the border.
Yeah.
And so he does have a lot of contacts, and he is not going to, like I said, he's not going to sugarcoat anything. No. If something comes down, he's going to give it to you pretty much straight from the hip,
right,
and you're going to get the absolute truth. And sometimes it's pretty, sometimes it's not. But I'd rather get it just that way so that what you're making is an informed decision versed on somebody just going, well, you know, we really enjoy this, and not sharing the good and the bad.
Right. He seems to be updated on things going on with immigration, changes in the law,
safety as far as highway safety, what the latest updates are as far as what the government has decided in Mexico has decided to do to try and ensure that the passage for all people, both the gringos and the Mexican nationals, is a safe one. And there are parts of the Mexican country that's not the case, and they are stepping up to try and make that a lot safer. And one of the things you can always trust when you get SIRDRAGONX is you're going to get it in a concise and a very professional manner.
Absolutely. And sometimes he flavors it with a little bit of culture and a little bit of...
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great channel to watch. He's very informative, and he's been very responsible in giving us details that we need to make very informed decisions.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2 in this grouping is Mariana from Mexico Relocation Guide. We recently went ahead and purchased the Relocation Guide. Best money spent so far in this venture.
And one of the things that we really like that Mariana gives you is she has a lot of resources and contacts.
In a future video, we're going to discuss relocation facilitators, and you will find some excellent vetted recommendations in her guide.
Absolutely, along with other people that are doing the same service as her, and what the pros and cons of using them are.
Okay, so in the next grouping, he kind of has a section all of his own. It's Qroo Paul. I put him in a section about legalities inside Mexico once you get there, and different processes. He talks about how to get your CURP and things like that. You know, things about auto insurance, things about, you know, owning a vehicle. I mean, he goes into these details a little more than maybe a travelogue would.
And they're all valuable things because they're all things that once we get to the country, we're all going to be faced with having to deal with.
So Qroo Paul actually runs 2 channels. One of them is To Expats Mexico, which occasionally his lovely wife will appear, but it's usually just him. The other channel that he runs is Qroo Paul's Spanish Lessons, and he has a very unique approach, which I greatly appreciate. It simplifies a great deal, some vocabulary lessons and things like that. You should check out his channel if you just want to get a little sample of some really functional Spanish.
And trust me, you're going to need it.
The next 4 YouTubers out there, we have grouped together in what we call the day-to-day life, maybe with a little bit of travel in there. So number 4 on the list,
Alex from Backpacking Brunette. She is in Querétaro, if I remember correctly.
She's been living in Querétaro.
And she's also, every once in a while, she'll venture out. Watched one of her ones that she did from Mexico City, where she mentioned that, you know, every time she goes to Mexico City, the desire to live there grows a little bit each time, and the intrepidation about the size of it is starting to go away. But predominantly, she's going to give you some really good advice about what day-to-day life in Querétaro is about.
And she does seem, as of late, to have her pulse on the immigration situation as well in Querétaro, and she's been updating her YouTube subscribers with that information.
Yes.
Second, which would be number 5 in the list, but second in this group are Stephen and Lisa Marie.
And why not now?
Why not now? I fell into following them kind of late in the game, maybe about 8 months after they moved to Querétaro. They currently live in Aguascalientes, and they've been around a few places. What I really appreciate about them is they just do straight talk.
Yep.
They'll do walks. They'll walk through a neighborhood and just show you the neighborhood. They'll take you into some places that they're looking at for rentals. They'll cook. You know, they just kind of, it's just day-to-day stuff, but it's things you need to know. And
they're very good about going, we can use their experiences in Oaxaca as an example of this was very good for us, this was very bad for us. And there were things that appealed to them at the beginning, and after several weeks, months in Oaxaca, this really didn't quite fit them. Doesn't mean it's not going to work for everybody. It just didn't fit them.
Right.
But they are straight shooters as far as giving you, this is what we liked, this is what we didn't. Same when they look at apartments, here it is. This is what the apartment is. This is what it costs. This is where it's at.
Experiences with dentists, doctors, veterinarians. It's actually really such a very informative channel, and I've watched them grow. I see their videos have gotten better and better as they've progressed. I also appreciate the fact that while we pulled this channel together for us to talk about the ways to start this process in the United States, she kind of has done the same thing, although they pulled that together after they were already there. But she takes you through step by step on the actual website on how to apply for your consulate appointment and how to apply for your renewal for your residency. Great channel. They're really a lot of fun to watch. Okay, number 6 on the list
is Karen.
Karencita. La Karencita.
I'm not sure where she's at.
She is in Querétaro.
Oh, another one from Querétaro.
See, Karen actually is a Mexican national, and she speaks perfectly, wonderfully great English, and she actually teaches Spanish online. You can get Spanish lessons from her. What I really like about her is this is another day-to-day life in Querétaro. And she'll just show you what she does for a day. And she'll talk about subjects no one else is really going into detail. Like she did a video one time about the Gringo tax.
Yes.
And she got someone to work with her on this, and they actually attempted to do the most scientifically sound experiment testing out this theory. I mean, she's got some really good videos just to watch for not only just a Mexican perspective, like there's one video on gentrification, just great person with some great information.
And one of the things we all worry about in moving down there is, are we going to be charged, and pay a fair price for the goods? And their study was very good, and it found that, Mexico is a lot like the United States. Most of the people are going to take care of you. You're going to have that small percentage that if they have an opportunity to better themselves at your expense, they're going to take it, and they're going to do it.
Yeah.
But,
it's human nature, unfortunately.
It's not Mexico, and it's not the U.S. As Gina just said, that's just downright greed.
Yeah. Number 7 on our list, and 4th in this group, are Ricky and Raquel from RicRack Travels. They both live in Puerto Morelos. They've been there for a while.
The Riviera Maya.
What I really like about them is when I know their channel says travels. I haven't seen a lot of travel videos with them, but I like that they go out on these day trips and they show you what's in the area. Different pueblos and just a village, maybe things to do, cenotes that they visit, nature reserves, places that they eat. It's just, it's good local charm.
Well, and it shows you a little bit about it once you do settle down into a particular location, that just because you pick this location, you still have an abundance of opportunities to go and experience a lot of what is around you, because the landscape in Mexico, be it the geography, be it the jungles and the climate and everything else, is so diverse. And you're going to get to see some absolutely amazing sights all over Mexico.
Yep. We have another grouping. We put these 2 YouTubers into a group where is a blend of daily life and travel, meaning that there are times where they have a lot of travel, and then there's times where they just kind of cut back and just do a little daily life stuff. So number 8 in our complete list, it is David and Travis from Café con Leche Travels. They're based in Mérida, and they're a couple that's lived there for, I think, a couple years now.
Yeah, I think that there was a point where they weren't sure if they were going to remain in Mérida, but it just keeps going along.
So they give you a lot of information about Mérida.
They do.
But not just information about Mérida. They also travel around. So you get stuff about Tulum and Progreso and wherever they happen to be traveling. While I say general daily life and travel, that's what I mean. It's a little bit of both. They take you on home tours in Mérida. They'll take you on places to eat in Mérida. They'll talk about the heat, temperature, how people cool off, things to do. It's muy caliente, right? But they also go other places. So I appreciate that. They also run a coffee company, if you're interested in buying some coffee from them.
Hence the name, Café con Leche.
See. Number 9 on the list is a heavy hitter that almost all of you are going to be familiar with.
Absolutely. That's Jordan at Tangerine Travels. And this site has been around for, 4 years now?
I think it's more than 4 years now.
More than 4 years now. And there is a plethora of video that's available. And the early episodes, or actually probably the first 3 years, are almost exclusively going to be travel videos. And then after settling down in Querétaro, it has now become a lot of the day-to-day life and where Jordan likes to eat. Some of the ongoing episodes with taking his beautiful dog Laska to the veterinarian and what he went through with that.
Yeah.
Also dealing with his dentist and getting some true pricing on that.
Dermatologist.
His dermatologist. And also Jordan does keep his ear very close to the ground as far as immigration. So, he was one of the first ones to say, if you're contemplating doing it, go ahead and do it now. You don't have to come down here and live.
Right.
But might as well take advantage of the lower rates now versus waiting until next year when they go up again.
And I really appreciate from Jordan the fiscal financial things that he discusses at times. He'll talk about trading stock. He'll talk about investing in real estate. He'll talk about bank apps and things
Yes.
to save you money. So I like that aspect of Tangerine Travels. I've always liked and preferred that aspect. Although, Jordan likes to do travel videos too. He just hasn't had the ability to lately. And I notice he likes to do a lot of Vegas videos, which he seems to enjoy. But that's why...
Laska's illness sort of
Right.
kept him close to home because that's his baby. So, got to make sure that takes care of Laska. And once Laska's up and going and back to 100%, I'm sure you're going to be seeing Jordan out and about around the towns in Mexico.
So number 10 on our list is in their own class because we consider these two to be traveloggers.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah. And so their vlog is...
They are the country collectors, Heidi and Adam. And Adam is very punny.
He's very punny.
But these two have a tremendous amount of fun showing you
Yes.
around all the sites in Mexico. And they do an outstanding job of doing it, from their drone footage to their underwater. They're not afraid to go anywhere. And God knows Adam's not afraid to eat anything. And he's always hungry.
Yes, he is. It's so funny. What I really appreciate about these two is they're not just about going out and just showing off the place and saying, oh, look how pretty. Oh, no. These two put in the work.
Yes, they do. They do
They
their
research.
behind the scenes.
Yes.
And if you pay close attention, you're going to get a history lesson along with seeing the sites, because they're going to give you architecture and the history behind it and what all goes with it, along with a good laugh now and then.
Oh, yeah. So there you go.
That's our 10.
Those are 10 YouTubers. I'm going to post the links for every one of them below, although I'm sure that many of you probably already follow them. But for those who don't, this will open a door to some new discoveries for you.
And we appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to watch us today. And remember, subscribe to us and like the video.
And ring the bell.
Ring that bell. Thanks again. We are Gringos Are Us, Expats with a Plan. If we can do it, you can too. Till next week, hasta la vista.
Adios.